screen around a little. Okay, here we go, mate. How'd the band, sorry, just let me introduce Dave here from Amplify speaking to Markus Grosskopf
Hi, everybody.
from the fantastic Helloween. Um, how'd the band come together 40 years ago in Hamburg? Where did it all begin?
Yeah, well, we were just like a bunch of crazy musicians. We wanted to go out, we wanted to play, we wanted to have it all, you know. And there you go. 40 years later, still the attitude is still the same, you know. We want to go out there, we want to go and play, we want to be one of the kind, we want to have success. We're still hungry. Ideas are there now. Being back with two original members, you know, you have that kind of old school feeling. Wait a second. I just dropped my handy. Where is it? Where can I go back to you?
That's all right. It's all.
Wait a second.
All good.
Oh, there you are.
All good. All good. So
it's just we wanted to go out playing, and still it's kind of the feeling coming back with the two new old members, you know. It's because it's all good memories, all bad memories, but it's mucho fun doing all this now with the old members and the new old and the old new members, you know.
Sure.
It's very kind of very, very emotional, so to say.
I can imagine. What about like you've had a lot of success, you've had a lot of obviously that 40 years you've been doing so much stuff, so many albums, so much touring, you know, how does it or when you look back, how do you sort of describe it all? Because basically
it's
in the moment
it's like an old marriage, you know. It went up and down and up and down and up and down. For example, when with the two albums after the Keeper ones, the Pink Bubbles and Chameleon, we kind of went down a little, and then Success was like kind of weird for us, and those albums were kind of good listening to it now, but at the time we did it, it was just like kind of weird from a metal band like Helloween doing albums like this. So we lost a lot of success, we lost a lot of following. But then Andy coming back in, when Andy joined the band, he said, "All right, if I'm joining Helloween, we got to do some Helloween stuff." Of course, he said, "I'm not going to do some Chameleon or some Pink Bubble stuff. If I'm joining in, we got to go back to what Helloween can do best." And that was when the Masters of the Rings was created, you know, and that was the changing point of our career. So it went up and down and up and down, you know, and that's kind of it's a life. It's a life.
And it is.
It follows you. You can't get rid of it. It's your life.
What about in 40 years, you've made a pretty big transition from vinyl to CD to digital to, you know, streaming and all that sort of stuff. I suppose you still rehearse the same way and you still potentially perform the same way, maybe a few more lights. You know, how is that sort of back social media totally, and all that?
The world of media has totally changed, of course, with the vinyl, with the CD, there was cassette players in between, like Walkmans. Then you had the chance to buy CDs and cassettes for like when you're on the road listening to your own music. Now, of course, you stream it, and then you have your whole shebang. What you got at home, you will have on your mobile as well, listening to music when you're on the tour bus or on the plane, you know, which is kind of good. And it's going to be very useful. You cannot take a whole package of vinyl on the road, you know.
No. So you think it's from a musical point of view, it's improved?
Yeah, it's very kind of cool, but then, well, the band wouldn't get any big money out of it, even if it's been downloaded a lot of times. You get some cents for like 1,000 downloads. You get a couple of cents, or you get a couple of euros. But then, well, either you play the game as a successful band, or you leave the business. I mean, I'm not going out there fighting everything. I mean, I don't have the time to do this. I want to do some creative stuff. I want to do some music. I want to write some music. I want to concentrate on my own career instead of like fighting a fight that is not to win in a way.
You can't do
and it all has changed. All the magazine side of it. I mean, and the broadcasting all kind of changed a lot. There's tons of like online magazines and portals like this, which is cool. You don't need to go out there for weeks and weeks doing interviews like we did in the early days. You fly out for like 2, 3, 4 weeks before the tour and not being home at all again. So that makes life easier doing it all this way, like the way we do it now. We see each other and then there's no big difference. I mean, it's different when I see you in a hotel having a nice cold beer or something, but then it saves a lot of costs doing it this way. This changed a lot, and all those magazines and the recording stuff changed a lot. We were starting off with recording digital right from the start, and we started off with having 8 tracks digital, and now you have 1,000 of tracks if you like. You're not recording it on. Well, we did the last record. We even did like some tape recordings with old studio machines for the drum and bass recordings, but most of the stuff will be digital or directly to the to the hard disk. And there's one thing it never, and live we have this in-ear systems that sounds exactly like you want to hear it. Years ago you had that real huge cabinets to hear yourself when you go over to the other side of the stage. You have a cabinet here, you have a cabinet there, that big Ampeg stuff, which sounds brilliant, but it's actually built for like when they didn't have any PA system, for the crowd. And this is nowadays totally overdone. I mean, I like it a lot, but it's overdone on stage. We have all this in-ear stuff. It sounds brilliant. Wherever you go, you have the same sound. It's stored on a stick. You can go to Japan. You have the same sound like you had last year in South America,
It's for the fans.
And there's one thing that didn't change. It's just like when you go out playing for the people, that emotion, that energy, you directly look the people into the eye. And the wrong note you're doing is not, you cannot repair it. You do it in that very second. You look the people into the eyes, and that never changed. That energy and that emotion on a live concert, that cannot be digitalized. That's all the same over the years, and that will never change. And I think that's brilliant.
How would you describe your sound? Power metal, speed metal, what how do you describe the sound?
I don't know. We do some power fucking mean metal.
Mean metal. All right. What about
man metal?
before we just have a word about the album, what about the collaborations? You must have collaborated with just about everyone over time in the metal game.
Sorry, again, please.
You must have collaborated with everyone in the metal game over time. You must have toured with people and played with people. You must have had a pretty good time with the metal.
Yeah, we saw them all. We were touring with Saxon a lot. I mean, and it's not really touring, but then there's a festival season. You see them all. We had a lot of gigs with Judas Priest, really, really cool guys. Rob Halford is a very nice guy, sitting with us, having a beer, talking nice. And then we saw Motorhead and we saw Saxon and all those bands. We played with Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. I saw him walking through the venue. He didn't know where to go. And we had it all,
The music.
I can remember when we had the first festival tour back in the 80s, late 80s. We played with Ronnie James Dio, when there was Jimmy Bain on the bass, and what was the guitar player at that time? He's now with Def Leppard.
Yeah. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name.
What was his name? But and that was
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name. Old age.
Yeah.
I can't remember half the stuff that we
Yeah,
were talking about,
and
but I
that
know.
was great seeing them playing, and we were on the same stage, and we played a lot of shows with Iron Maiden. That was great. So nice guys, very, very natural, having a beer, having a chat, having a talk,
Right.
listening to Nico's great, funny stories all the time.
I could
because
imagine.
because he could do a radio show with all his stories.
Okay, okay, let's have a chat about your album. Giants and Monsters is coming out in August, and
You
it's a follow on to the 2021 album, I believe. Yeah, it's a successor to that.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's going to be great. It's a great album. We had a lot of songs. We had like 30 songs on the table, and it's not easy to choose from, because the songs that are not on the album are not so bad at all, too. You just have to decide what will the full picture of the CD will be. You have like 10, 12, 11 songs on the record, then you need some more for like bonus tracks and B-side for the singles, some extra tracks. So half of the material is still in some board hanging out, waiting
Is
to be
everyone
done.
is
We
every
don't know what we're going to do with it, but there's some killer tracks as well. But then we decided to make the record like it is now, and we had like discussions about it, never-ending discussions about what song goes to the record, what song is not going to be on the record, or maybe on the next, or we write some new material. But this is not always easy, having like 7 people with 7 different opinions.
is everyone contributing? Everyone's writing
Um,
for it?
sorry.
Is everyone writing for it? Is everyone contributing, or do you have predominantly, a Lennon-McCartney sort of process where there's
No,
only
it's more like we are 5 songwriters in the band, and they kind of what song goes on the record we decide together with the producer, maybe with the management. It's not always like if you write a song, you're just like very, very close to it, right? And then you cannot really
be
uh,
objective?
judge it. You cannot really
Yeah,
say
yeah.
something about it because you're too close. So we leave it also up to the management. They hear it with clearer ears and being subjective about it. And the producer has a good idea about this fits
Sure, sure.
together, and this song would fit with that song. And so we let people come in,
What
helping us with the process of deciding what song will be on the record, because they have fresh ears. If you write a song, you don't have fresh ears.
what are the signature tracks? What should I look out for?
Sorry?
What are the signature tracks? What should I look out for when the album comes out? Which are the
Oh,
favorites you reckon?
I don't know. We don't write only for some particular reason. If it's going to be a single, the song it will help itself to be a song. Some
No, but
some
I'm saying
songs.
what tracks should I
Yeah.
listen for? Which ones would you pick
Oh, all
from the
all in
album?
one. All in one. You should listen to the whole album
The
to
whole
get to
lot.
get to get the great idea.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's just like I can't pick a song yet. I have to listen. Every time I listen to it, it's a different song.
You
And
like
then I
something
hear
different.
things, and I hear vocals here that I didn't realize before, and then I'm still making my choice.
When are you gonna bring it out here to play? When are you gonna tour it? Are you gonna tour
Uh,
it here?
to come
Australia?
from.
Australia.
We don't really know. There's no final plan now, right now. But of course, we have ideas to play everywhere. It's just a matter of time, money,
Um,
and if well, I
motivation.
don't know. That's not a final plan now. But if we go there, we've been there twice. We always did it in a context with Asia. When we do Asia, it's still 7, 8 hours, but it's already uh, closer to you guys than from Europe.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
try to do this, but there's not a final plan yet.
No, no, no. Where are you? Where are you playing? You must be touring it somewhere, are you?
Yeah, we tour. We start Europe for 5 weeks, living on a bus, living on a rock and roll bus,
Good.
and having a hotel here and there. And then we do this for like October till Christmas something. Then we have a little break, and then we will have like South America, North America, Japan and Asia, Kuala Lumpur, Indonesia, Korea. That's all on the list now. And after that, you talking about June, or May, something. Then the a lot of European festivals are starting. It's great to do them, and that takes us to be out on tour for like next year August. Since now, with little breaks in between, of course, but this is actually the full metal plan
After
we have now.
after 40 years, do you still have long-term aspirations?
Yeah, it's like we keep it a little calm now. We don't do like Asia just right after North America. We have a little 2 or 3 weeks breaks in between those big long-term flights. So it gives us a little time to breathe as we are getting older. Being 40 years in a band, in
That's
the
a long
same
time.
band, means I'm
Who,
I'm a 60-year-old fart now. Give me a break here and there.
who
But
could who would you
kind
play
of
with?
working very good.
If you could play with anyone alive or dead, who would you play with? Who would you like to be on stage with?
Oh, it's kind of cool being with Judas Priest because those or something with the Scorpions because I can remember the one of the very first rock albums I had was like the Scorpions Tokyo Tapes.
Yeah.
And that impressed me a lot. And then, well, all the Unleashed in the East, you know, from Judas Priest and all, and a lot of records from both bands are really, really great. And I'm still
All
listening to it. So it
right.
might be either the Scorps or Judas Priest is just like they had a great impact on Helloween and all the time.
Sure. Okay. So what about advice? Since you're 60 now and you're a wise old man, what advice would you give to artists today, having
Yeah,
navigated?
I would say use a rubber. you know.
Well, that's the same. That's been the same for a long
It is,
time.
and it is like this.
But I could imagine. Actually, I've got a few.
Yeah,
I want to go into some banal questions. Some basic sort of stuff to find out a bit of stuff. And one of
yeah,
those, you can talk about the use of rubbers because one of them's what's the craziest thing you've ever done. So I'm
yeah,
thinking that that's going to be some sort of sex, drugs, and rock and roll moment back in the 80s or something like that, where you should have
yeah.
used the
It's
rubber.
right.
You're paying for
Yeah,
it.
it's like the rest of it. You can kind of work on, just
Have,
like try to be
have you been
yourself.
crazy?
Yeah,
You
sorry.
yourself, you personally, have you been crazy? Have you moved? How have you navigated you personally through that whole
Well,
up and down situation?
well, I'll be lucky that I'm still alive.
So you've
Here
done
and
it.
there I mean, I'm not talking about I was not as crazy as, for example, Ozzy Osbourne or Motley Crue. But that craziness I put in the band was crazy enough for a German band coming out of the gutter.
I could imagine. I could imagine. All right, knowing you, I never thought that I could find someone that could talk more than me, but you are hard to stop, I tell you. What's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
About what?
What's the one topic you can
Yeah.
talk about for hours?
For hours, rock and roll music
Rock
and
and
music
roll.
and life. I mean, my
What's
life is rock and
what's
roll.
what's the one thing you like most about yourself?
Sorry, again.
What's the one thing you like most about yourself? These are just some.
uh, that I'm able to that I'm still able to play the bass. That's what I like on myself. Otherwise, my life
I think what
wouldn't be as great.
I
and
don't
I'm
think
and I'm and I'm kind of very patient. I'm kind of very patient. I go out fishing and patient. I wait for that fish to come.
boat, boat, pier. What sort of fishing do you do?
I go out on the sea with a boat. Yeah, that's great. Catching good cod or flounders or stuff
Big
like that.
fish.
Yay, herring. No, I'm not really into big fish. It's too heavy. I like
Too
it
hard.
calm. I like it like a good
All
thing
right.
you can use in the kitchen. I'm not doing it for the attraction of it. I'm just doing it for the hell of it.
We're
Hanging out
going.
with friends, having a couple of beers on the boat, and then having a good meal after.
Good work. We're going to finish with some favorites. All right. I'm gonna,
Favorites?
I'm going to ask you some favorites, and you can give me the answer. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Favorite album?
Uh, one or five albums.
You can decide whether it's today, favorite album today of
It's
all
like
time.
the Unleashed in the East is one of my favorite. I mean, I'm really into live albums because I started with them. The Tokyo tapes from the Scorpions, the Unleashed in the East from Judas Priest. Then there's Rainbow live on stage is a fantastic album. Then you have an album or a video from Deep Purple live at, what was that? There was Glenn Hughes singing. What was that live on stage
Yeah,
in?
no, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember it.
What was that album called? It was a fantastic live show. There was David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes singing in Deep Purple.
I'll
Live at
watch
the
it. I'll
live at the
find it.
that was live at the California Jam.
That's it.
That's it, and that was a fantastic album.
That's
And
it.
then you pick some album from Judas Priest or Scorps.
Favorite
Those are my,
artist.
yeah.
Favorite artist.
Five what?
Favorite artist.
Artist. It's Steve Harris as a bass player, Randy Rhoads as a guitar player, definitely. I also like the Dire Straits. I like Walter Trout, you know,
Yes,
and
yes,
I
yes,
like
yes.
AC/DC. I like Angus Young. All those
AC/DC.
good old rock and roll guys.
Post,
I like a lot. And
post,
Jimmy Barnes. I like Jimmy Barnes coming from your
of course,
place.
of course. AC/DC. Post Bon Scott or before? Which AC/DC?
Actually, I like Bon Scott a lot, but then I remember when I thought, well, he's what are they going to do now? It couldn't be anything great after Bon Scott.
And they
But then
did.
I heard the first lick from Hell's Bells, you know, and then I can remember falling off the chair, you know, thinking, wow, this is one of the greatest riffs ever. And then I was thinking, well, this record is a killer record too, you know.
Boom, boom. Favorite movie?
So I like both sides of it in a way. Bon Scott is brilliant. I mean, Brian Johnson is brilliant too. But yeah, well,
Yeah,
can't really decide.
when you think about that, 40 years he's been gone. He's been gone.
Yeah,
He's been gone a couple of generations, and
yeah, yeah.
we still talk about him. Favorite movie?
That must be Pulp Fiction.
That's a great movie.
I like that one.
It's a Tarantino. Favorite place to visit?
To visit?
Yeah.
The Baltic Sea. That's where I'm hanging out all the time.
That's probably close too, I suppose.
Yeah, it is, but it's fine. I go there with a train even. 2 hours, 3 hours on there. And I can live here.
Favorite venue to play, and you've played a lot of them. Favorite venue?
Favorite venue? Oh, the Budokan was great. The Budokan was fantastic because it was all like when I was a really young guy. I shared a room with my brother, right? And we were listening to records and playing air guitar to rock and roll music. And there was Cheap Trick live at Budokan, or the Osborne live at Budokan, and you name it, all that good old Budokan stuff. And I was just like crazy about all those things. And then playing Budokan was something really, really great for me. And I took my brother to Japan just for that particular reason. We were listening to those records. And after all those years, we've been invited to Budokan, you know. I told my brother, hey, my brother, you got to come with me. We got to celebrate it together, you know.
Big. That would have been big. Favorite food?
Favorite food? I like fish a lot. All kinds of fish because I'm a cook. I'm catching them and I make you a good meal. I fish meal you to death.
Well,
I
look forward.
make all kinds of fish. I like meat as well.
I'm gonna hold you to that. When you come out, I'm gonna yell out to the publicist, to the promoter, and say he owes me a fish meal. We'll catch up.
Yeah, well, that's great. Or even go fishing on the day off.
Well, maybe. I've got a fear of drowning, so if we get out on a boat, I'll probably
I'll bring you a good swimming vest.
Favorite drink?
Drink as well. I drink a lot of. I like beer actually.
Australian beer? No,
sorry.
Australian beer. No.
All kinds of beer, even Australian beer.
Favorite person in history? Do you have a favorite person in history that you relate to? You know, a lot of us talk about Mandela, we talk about our mum, we talk about our
Yeah,
grandfather, we talk about something. Do you have a favorite
yeah.
person in this?
Maybe Jesus. It would be nice sitting down with Jesus and having a great chat. It's philosophing, but I think he had such more humor than people would know
Probably,
about.
probably.
But
And if
well,
you think about
if he would talk with me, he would have a good laugh, I guess.
and if you think about benefits of collaboration, you're going to get more from him than anybody, aren't you? I mean, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you
It
get
would
to
be
know
very, very interesting.
if
But
you
then,
get
in
to
a
know his
way,
dad.
but then if you're a believing person, you can talk to him, but just in another way.
Of course, I agree. And tattoos. Let's finish with that. Do you have any tattoos?
Oh yeah, I got loads of them.
You got a
But
favorite?
it's actually just one big one.
Have you got a
But
favorite
they're all
part?
kind of, but they're all kind of here. Just this is, I mean, if you can see it, it's the koi from Japan, done with that stick. That's great tradition, done by a guy called Mr. Horiyoshi, and he's
Over
great.
in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan. Yeah.
That's it, Mark.
Hey,
That's it. If we talk any longer, the
all
people who
right,
may have listened won't listen anymore. So we've
all right,
got to keep it short enough. I look forward to you coming out. When you come out, I'll yell out. And
all right. I'll be there, hopefully.
old men, you know, when you get older, you don't
Yeah,
need anything except having some fish and having a beer.
yeah,
All
yeah.
the
We
other
go
stuff
drinking
doesn't
beer.
mean
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. It's nice. I like it.
And playing bass.
I like it. You play?
No, no, no. I'm saying you for
No, no. I'll
you
show you.
playing
I
bass.
show you after the fish while we drink beer. I show you how to play the bass.
I'll look forward to it. Good luck
All
with the
right.
film. Good luck with all the touring, and yeah, we'll see
I
you when
thank
you're
you.
coming out.
I thank you a lot.
Thanks for your
All right.
time. See you, bud.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.